Greetings everyone, this is the hipster Snek, and today on Snek Tries I thought I'd try out something a little different. This is the free game, it's on Steam, Bouncy Goat Climb. Well, that's the name you're seeing here on the title screen. What you're not seeing is, on the actual game window, it's actually referred to as Punishing Jumper Game. So we get to find out firsthand what that's going to be. So, near as I can tell, we are a goat who wishes to climb this very lovely mountain. And it sounds like this game is going to be tough. Oh, we have a friend up there. Okay, so that's why we want to climb the mountain. Well, story established. Ah, I see. Slopes are bad. So we need to avoid slopes because we'll just slide right off. Right wheel or thumbstick to zoom camera. Let's zoom out a little bit, actually. Goats are known for their climbing. So it's a little interesting to me that he requires his little bouncy ball there. Let's go this way a little bit bigger. Oh yeah, I can feel the rage game, like, just prepping itself. It plays a little musical sting, even. Oh yeah, stopping is basically impossible. It's gonna be one of those games. Well, hey, Snek fails, Snek tries. Potato, potato. Let's see how long, my cheerful smile and optimism can carry me. Am I gonna go all the way back down? Come on. Problem is, the jumping is fairly realistic. So, like, once he gets that bounce momentum, you're going. And much like Castlevania, you're putting a wedding ring on that jump arc. Because you're not getting away that easily. And now, here's the thing. I guess I should just say it before someone asks. I am never going to do, like, rage games if they're not, like, at all entertaining. Getting over it, no interest. I got over that before I even got into it. I want to be the guy, old hat. I beat that game, and it wasn't fun. I didn't enjoy myself at all. But that's because, like, these games are just designed deliberately to be as frustrating as humanly possible, which is why at the instant that little ball touches the dirt, that's it. And the game even adds a mocking little musical sting just to let you know what's happening. Those sort of games hold no appeal for me, and I get it, it's a Let's Players game. Because, oh, Snek, no, it's not about the game, it's about your reaction. No. I refuse to acknowledge that line of thinking. Like, you could probably make that argument for some games I have covered, particularly in, like, the indie horror scene, where, like, Five Nights at Freddy's blew up because of its Let's Player scene. But it's like, guys, these games are made bad on purpose. And, yeah, no, like, it is deliberately bad design. What makes this game, in this particular genre, the rage platformer, frustrating, is because there's, like, no sense of control. This is why getting over it literally gives you a sledgehammer as, like, your way of getting around. It's designed poorly, deliberately. Now, whether that's, the meta mechanic coming into play of, player versus designer, I'll let Hideo Kojima hash that particular discussion out. Because honestly, it's all very pretentious. Now, the thing that's now, you gotta understand that the way this goat moves, describing game feel is such a chore. The way the goat moves is not fluid or intuitive, again, by design, because he moves around like tank controls. It's tank controls. That's the word I was looking for. Now, it's tank controls, and he always attempts to bounce forward, if I release the stick, which I'll do right here just to demonstrate, he will continue attempting to move forward, even though I am not presently acting on him. So if I hold down, he has to turn all the way around, thus throwing himself to this lower platform through no fault of my own. So now while he's sliding down, it seems like you have a brief window of opportunity to turn him around and kind of get him going in the right direction. Now, here's why games like this and me just have never gotten along, is because some people will try because they want to win. Their desire to win is greater than their desire to come to terms with the controls of the game. Which is to say, the thing that's not going to happen. The game is designed to be irritating. Like, I don't know how else better to put that. The entire game design philosophy is to be antagonistic. Which is why little mistakes like that will set you back so far. It's deliberately designed to frustrate you. Now, is it frustrating? Yeah, I mean, a little bit. But, like, I know what the game's doing. It's like those mobile games, you know, when they try to convince you to pay real money to make up for essentially sunk time. Where it's like, oh hey, you failed in this puzzle, but if you pay us just $2, you can try again. It's the same essential psychological manipulation. But in this case, it's like, oh hey, you know, the game's super tough, guys, don't you want to be hardcore? Mixed with a little bit of human arrogance. That whole, I'm not going to let the game beat me kind of mentality. And I was holding left and he turned right. That was weird. I didn't really pick this game out specifically to bag on it. I'm not, like, trash-talking the dev, let me be clear here. I picked it because it looked funny, and it still kind of is. I mean, like, it's this goofy goat on a bouncy ball climbing up this hill to find his friend. That's something, like, very cute, and the game itself doesn't even seem to be all that long. Oh, it's up on a hill. I was like, huh, I wonder why I didn't catch that, but that makes sense. Here's the thing. I'm not, like, against developers making rage games, but I think people also kind of need to come to terms with what rage games actually are. They're bad. They're badly designed games. They're badly designed deliberately. It's not like it was an accident or a bug, but they're still essentially badly designed games. And some of them are greater or lesser than others. And it's just like, yeah, I remember when I Want to Be the Guy, it was like the huge YouTuber challenge, and everyone was trying to beat the game, and secrets and stuff were coming out about the game. Because essentially, a rage game operates on very simple mechanics. Usually. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean, essentially, look at what I'm doing right here. Like, I'm just literally jumping. But I have very little control over my jump arc. I cannot control when I land and when I wait. And I slide the very instant I go the tiniest bit out of bounds, so the game is very unforgiving. So, it's like, okay, I'm a-sliding, Luigi. And now I'm all the way back down here again. By the way, I don't actually care if I finish the game. That is completely immaterial to me. This game cost me $0, and I will lose 0 sleep over this on a regardless basis. Now, this is a good opportunity to talk about the difference in difficult games and badly designed games. Because I actually, like, I have a great deal of respect for FromSoft. I've actually covered a couple other games on my channel, chiefly the Lost Kingdoms games on the GameCube. I love those games, like, a lot. And I really respect their business acumen, turning out games that are actually profitable, as opposed to game studios that will waste enormous swaths of their budget on completely arbitrary and stupid things. A good example of that is like Squeenix, for example, ends up spending huge swaths of money on like AAA celebrities to do voiceover roles in their games. And it's like, why did you bother? Why did you get like A-list Disney tier celebrities to do your stuff for you? That's stupid. You have wasted time and money that could have been invested elsewhere, and now you've set your sights for what a success is that much higher. And there are several times where I remember reading, I think like the latest, I think it was Tomb Raider title that Squeenix was responsible for. The latest one, like, they had to actually sell more copies of the game than numbers of PS4s sold worldwide in order to get their money back. That is being incompetent. That is Nomura levels of absolutely incompetent game design. So, FromSoft has kind of fundamentally done the opposite, because instead, they focus all their budget and money where it matters the most. And so their games end up having this very tight mechanical feel to them. So I really, even though I'm not good at them, and I don't even particularly like the Souls games all that much, I like their stories. But like genre-wise, like I might try out some of the co-op enabled remakes. I think that could be fun, especially if like Ditaku or Kog were with me. But I don't really care for that style of gameplay outside of like Monster Hunter, and even then it's very different. Because at least then in Dark Souls, when you die, like you can kind of choose how much that hurts you, whether you want to use humanity as a resource or not care at all. Now, what makes that different? Well, for one thing, they're actually going to make their money back. So good on you, FromSoft, for staying profitable against all odds, and proving to companies like Squeenix who'll definitely learn a thing or two from you. But also, the fact that the mechanics are very much designed to be learned. Like, you'll get good at Dark Souls if you stay at it, because you'll start learning enemy patterns, you'll start recognizing repetition in certain trap designs, for instance. I remember I watched a buddy of mine play through, I want to say, Dark Souls 2. And there was this one area in this particular castle level where like these logs roll down. If you get hit, it's auto-death. But he got really good, like, I think dying only twice to them before he was just like, oh yeah, I know exactly, like, where those kinds of traps can happen now and what to watch out for. So learning the mechanics was chief among them, and like you can power up, like you level up, so you'll get stronger as the game goes on too, in addition to sheer skill. The Rage game doesn't do that. I want to be the guy getting over it, and yes, this kind of adorable, endearing game about this little sheep, they won't meet you halfway, because the design of the game is supposed to infuriate, not to, like, teach the player, because I still don't know what my jump arc is, and it seems to change randomly. If I get a combo going, like, if I bounce for kind of a while, I seem to go a tiny bit higher, but, like, only just. And the turn radius is inconsistent. Like, I'm really not sure when I'm turning and when I'm not. And like, I'm not even mad, I'm just, like, confused. Like, basically, a rage game is what happens when you ship a game too quickly to market, and just, like, haven't actually, like, tested anything yet. And, like, I said I wasn't going to bag on the game dev, and I guess I've been doing nothing but bagging on the game dev. But, like, here's the thing, this is, like, kind of cute, and I'm not... I mean, there's a mild sense of frustration, but it's all artificial. This little guy is just going where he wants to go, and my input is very secondary. Like, he's still turning, but he's always going forward, so, like, the jump arc, when you're in the air, is, like, based on real physics, but if you start turning, he tries to follow that path, so then... that real physics feeling is kind of taken over by cartoon physics that only go halfway. And again, tank controls. It's not like Mario or Sonic. If I hold right and then turn left, you'll notice there's a big delay on him picking up on that. And so all mixed together, it just feels like the game's unfinished, I guess is the word. And this is also, I kind of just want this to be my demonstration of like, no, I'm never going to do Getting Over It. I'm never going to play a rage game. Not for Snek fails, not for Snek tries. I don't even consider roguelites or roguelikes, they're not rage games, because you can learn what you're doing. When I was playing One Step from Eden, for instance, I learned the game, and I learned the different cards, and I learned what each character excels at every time I played. And, like, I've been really big into Vampire Survivors, and, like, ever since I played that, like, it is the game everybody wants to play all of a sudden, so, hey, I guess I'm a trendsetter there. But it's not the same feeling, because I never felt that Vampire Survivors was badly designed, or, like, the mechanics weren't finished. This feels unfinished. Games like Getting Over It and I Want to Be the Guy feel unfinished. That's the word I'd use. Yeah, that's all there is to it. Like, that's what I think separates, just a hard game just from a bad game. I remember there was this, really bad, over-the-shoulder 3D puzzle platformer, and the only reason the game was hard is because the camera was, like, awful, and you, like, couldn't see anything. And the very first achievement you get is welcome to the game, and it's like you're trying to rip off Dark Souls while fundamentally misunderstanding what makes Dark Souls difficult, because this is nothing at all like Dark Souls. Yeah, no, that's good enough. I'm done with my rant, so I'm just gonna slide down to the start. Yeah, no, this is Bouncing Sheep Climb. And I had a little bit of fun. It was kind of cute. I think this is a very endearing little hero. It's very cute. But really, I kind of wanted to take this as my opportunity to talk about why I won't be doing games like this. I know a few people had asked at some point, I forget who it was, someone asked if I was ever going to do Getting Over It, because that game was really hot at the time, and I'm like, no. And hopefully you guys understand a little bit more about my tastes and my views on game design now. I'm going to take a time out here to just say, real quick, I'm not really bagging on the game dev. He made a game in accordance with the rules of the genre. Oh my god, I'm stuck. Cool. Not sure if that's a bug or intentional design at this point, which was kind of my point. So, having said that, I got, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes of entertainment out of all this. I guess you could call that entertainment. I'd rather be playing Vampire Survivors. It's like, yeah, no, that's my thoughts on rage games. And remember, as Godhand so elegantly put it, there is a fundamental difference in a game that is hard and a game that is challenging. Challenging is if I learn something new, or if I continue practicing, or I try a different approach, I can get through this. Hard is I can't control my jump arc, my speed, or my jump height, as that's all determined randomly. And the smallest mistake is designed to lose me however many minutes of time in a game that ultimately should be beaten in 15 minutes. Now, again, I don't resent developers who make these kinds of games. They're just not my kind of game. Oop, finally fell. They're not my kind of game. And if you want to give this game a shot for yourself and then mock me because, Snek, I beat this game, that's cool. No, that's cool. Good on you. Good on you, Steve. I don't care about games like this, and the psychological compunction to quote-unquote show the game what for, yeah, that doesn't do anything for me. Anyway, I got pretty decently far for a first attempt with no practice, and I got to vent my spleen a little bit. So I hope you guys enjoyed. This has been the Hipster Snek, signing off.